So I did find them in the end. I mentioned this in the previous Airfix Odyssey, that these were the ones I really wanted to do, which is the British Horse Artillery from the Waterloo series that Airfix did, and well, all the ones I've got that I'm doing right now are in the red plastic, which I've said before there's a bit of flash on these, so I've got to do a bit of trimming. I also have these really annoying round mould marks on a lot of them, and it's usually in somewhere really silly, like on the side of the horse, on the back side of a couple of these guys as well, and this guy, this mounted guy, the officer in fact, has one right in the middle of his back. So some are deeper than others. Some you can just trim or sand down, they aren't too bad, but others I've had to actually fill with, well, you could use DAS, you could use green stuff, you could use the other stuff that you mix up, can't remember the name of it now, milliput, that's the one. But in this case, I tend to use plasticine because it gets warm very, very quickly, which makes it very, very easy to manipulate and get it into gaps. And then you can sort of sculpt it with a scalpel or craft knife. So yeah, I've filled in the small of this guy's back with a bit of plasticine, and you won't notice when it's painted, to be honest. You really will not notice that I've done it that way, but that's just the way I'm doing it, so you might want to bear that in mind when doing these sets, that there's a fair amount of filling you might have to do. I mean, you could just paint them as they are if you like, but it tends to look a bit naff if somebody's got a big hole in the back and then you're putting a wash on it, because of course it will find the hole and make it more obvious, won't it? So that's why I'm filling them, because I'm going to do these in a azure blue undercoat and then a Prussian blue wash on top to bring the detail out. Okay, so let's carry on. This is stage one. I've just done the areas that have black and the hands and faces, so I shall now start on the uniforms. Okay, so for the guns and the carriage I've mixed bright blue, black and white, but you could use grey instead of black and white just to make it a bit, you know, darker colour. So here we go, let me just focus in there. So yeah, I've got that sort of colour there, which is a sort of dark greyish blue, and the guns are just painted black and dry brushed with bronze. So we are getting there quite quickly. I've just got to do the metal parts on the guns now. As for the troops, they've just had they've been painted with that bright blue that I use, and they're ready to have a wash of Prussian blue. The horses, I've done all the tracings and the saddles, so I've got to do the saddle cloths and the great coat on the back of each horse there as well. So they are getting there as well, so not much to do on the horses or the men now, just the fiddly bits really. So I've been all around the saddle cloths, etc., with white paint, and also the traces around the sides of the horse which pull the limber. So they're ready for some red paint, which should be the same, which should be the colours of the facings of the artillerymen. So those are to do. So I've been around all the trousers. Some of them don't have a stripe down the sides of the trousers, but I've decided to draw one on anyway. I think that's just an error with the various sculpts on some of these poses. And I've done the sort of lace work on the back as well in white, and the lace on the front in white, because that's going to get yellow, whereas the stripes down the trousers are going to be red, and the collars I've done in white as well, because they're also going to have red collars, and the cuffs. The mounted figures, I've done the turn-ups on the back as well, stripes on the trousers, and I've missed one of those bits of lace on the back of this one, so I've just got to go over that again in white.